Hello, my friends. I'm Mrs. Lambert, and I'm coming to you one last time with a final family math game. Thank you to everyone who has joined me during this crazy time. I hope that some of these math games have provided some nice bonding for you and your family while incorporating some education and math into the mix since school has been so weird lately. So let's get started right away. This game is called Single Out, and you're going to need a paper and something to write with so that you can make your recording sheet. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And you're going to need a die. You can play with 2 or more people. It doesn't really matter how many. You're still only going to need 1 die, but every person is going to need their own paper and their own pen or pencil to write with. Okay, so this is how everyone's going to make their recording sheet. They're going to make a box and you're going to divide it into 9 squares, as you can see here. And then you're going to put some lines next to every row and under every column because you're going to end up putting numbers inside those boxes, and you're going to be adding up all the numbers in the rows and the columns. So those lines will help you remember that that's where you put your total. Okay. So the goal of the game is you're going to take turns rolling a die, and everyone gets to choose where they're going to put that number on their grid. And the goal is to have the same sum in as many rows and columns as you can. And so you're going to try and get all the rows and all the columns to equal the same thing. So based on what numbers rolled, you can strategize and decide where the best placement would be. Ultimately, you're going to be adding up your final score, and whoever has the highest score wins. So not only do you want the same sum in all your columns and rows, but you're going to try and make it as big as possible. Well, you can decide on the strategy on that. I'll show you how to play. Okay, so everyone who's playing is going to take turns rolling the die. When you roll the die, everyone is going to write down the numbers. So I rolled a 5 right now. So I can decide where on my board I'm going to put it. I'm going to just start right there. And everyone who's playing with me is going to write down a 5 somewhere on their board as well. Okay. Then I'd pass the die along and the next person would roll. But remember, we all write the number down. Another 5. So I'm thinking, right, and I want the same sum in all my numbers and rows. So maybe I don't want to put the 5 right next to it. I want to put it in like a different column or a different row so that maybe I can get those totals equal. So I'm going to try putting it right there. Okay. A 6. A 6 is kind of like a 5, maybe similar, so I'm gonna put it there. We'll see how it goes. Ooh, a 1. Well, I have a 6 in this row, and 5 plus 1 would equal 6, so maybe I'm gonna even one of these numbers out. Let's put it right there. Okay. So as you can see, you're going to strategize on where you're going to put the numbers in your grid. You're going to try and balance them all out. I played earlier by myself, and my grid ended up looking something like this. So once you've played enough rounds that everyone's filled up their grid, you're going to add all the rows across and all the columns down. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 3 more is 9. Then 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 3 more is 11. Okay, 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 4 more, that's 12. Okay, so far I wasn't very lucky with my rows. They're all similar, but not quite. Let's check out my columns. Okay, 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 9 more is 11. 6 plus 2, there's another 11, and 10. Okay, so as you can see, I got a 9, 11, 12, and then 11, 11, 10. So only the scores where I got the same number count. So I'm going to cross out all my other ones. Okay, and I'm only keeping my 11s because those are the ones that are the same. And adding those together is going to be my final score. So 11 times 3 is 33. So my final score for this game is 33. If I was playing with a partner, let's say that he got 4 rows and columns to equal 8, right? So he would add up all his 8s to get a total of 32, right? And so whoever has the highest final score wins the game. Now, you can talk with your child about their strategy. Based on the numbers that they're rolling, is it better to maybe only get 2 rows that are the same that have a really high total sum? Will they be able to get a higher score that way? Or are they aiming to get as many rows and columns as possible, even if they might be lower sums? What are their strategies? What are they thinking? Or does their strategy change every game because the dice rolls change every time? Ask them about it. What are they thinking? Another thing that you can observe is how do they add up all their numbers? Or like I just did, right? I used multiplication to get my final total. Are they using multiplication? Are they just using repeated addition? What are their strategies? Talk to them about it, right? So this is a great game. It's not super fast paced. Take your time. Let your child decide on where to place those numbers, because as soon as you write it down, you can't change it. So see if they can really think it through. After you're done, some questions that you can ask your child is, if they did have an opportunity to rearrange their numbers, is there a way that they could have arranged them that they would have gotten more rows and columns to equal the same thing? So those are just some ideas. Of course, as always, sometimes it's fun to just play the game and enjoy it. So really feel out what your mood is with your family while you play this game. Like I said, this is my last video that I will be posting. So thank you to everyone who has joined me on this journey. I hope that you've enjoyed these videos and had fun with your family. And just because these videos are ending doesn't mean that your family math nights have to end. Incorporate some of these games that you've learned into your regular family game nights and enjoy them again and again. And who knows, maybe you'll learn something along the way. So thanks again and enjoy your summer.